Welcome into Lawlor Events Center for an early February tussle in the Mountain West Conference. The Boise State Broncos in town to take on the home team Nevada Wolfpack. It is the only meeting of the regular season between these two programs. Thrilled to have you with us tonight on Nevada Sportsnet alongside Ashley Jones. I'm Mike Stephenson. Both of these teams actually 5-5 within the Mountain West Conference. For the road team Broncos, they're coming off a heck of a victory at home.
Yeah, Boise State coming off an upset victory against the number 2 seed San Diego State. And in that game, they shot 51% from the field and 66% from the three-point line. They were able to put 3 players in double figures, and it was a really well-rounded game for them.
Coming in hot to Reno, where the home team was just in southern Nevada last weekend, taking on the team at the top of the Mountain West standings. It's a lot to ask to beat UNLV, and Nevada wasn't able to do it.
Nevada had a tough outing against UNLV. They didn't shoot the ball well, only 38% from the field, and they just didn't have their offense going like they normally do. They turned the ball over 15 times. They have to make taking care of the ball a priority tonight, and they have to get shots within their offense.
This game could go a long way when it comes to Mountain West Conference tournament seeding, as these two teams again tied at 5-5 in the Mountain West Conference. Something's got to give tonight at Lawlor Events Center. Tip-off moments away between the Broncos and the Wolfpack. Welcome back to Lawlor Events Center for this Thursday night tussle in the Mountain West Conference. Big matchup when you look at the women's standings with Boise State in town to take on Nevada. Once again, Mike Stephenson here. Happy to be back alongside Ashley Jones. It's been a while since we've had a Nevada home game. Last time the Pack was at home. We saw a nice performance against Fresno State, though.
Yeah, I mean, they came out, they played a great game. Tough road loss for Nevada, but they definitely have the ability to bounce back from that. They're on their home court. You got your fans here, show you a little extra love, home court advantage, so it should be a fun one.
Wolfpack, coming off a loss at UNLV this past Saturday. That was a sweep, actually, as the Lady Rebels won in the afternoon, and then the Rebel men took down the Nevada men in the nightcap from the Thomas and Mack Center. On the other side, Boise State, 4th game in 8 days for them. You got to feel like they're probably a little fatigued.
It's always tough when you have to play those games on the road like that, but you could always look at it in the sense of they've been playing, right? You don't have time to sit down, you lose your rhythm. Right. They're in a good rhythm right now with a really good win against number 2 seed San Diego State.
That win just happened on Monday in Boise. That was a makeup game after the whole Southwest travel debacle that we had right around the New Year. That ended up postponing that San Diego State-Boise State game. They made it up this week in Boise before the Broncos made the trip here to the biggest little city. Only meeting of the year between Boise State and Nevada, at least that is in the regular season. We'll have to see what happens down in Vegas. You just met the Nevada starters. You just saw them, I should say. Lexi Gibbons, Megan Ormiston, Audrey Roden, Victoria Davis, and Alyssa Jimenez for Boise State. Elodie Lalatz, Abby Muse, Danny Bays, Mary Kay Narrow, and Anna Osley are your Broncos starters. Believe it or not, the Broncos, over 50% of their Mountain West scoring is from true freshmen, Ashley, which that bodes well for the future, I'd imagine, up in Boise.
Absolutely, and Boise's been a well-known program for a long time. Gordy Presnell is a great coach, great staff, and his players, they do well under him, and so no surprise that a freshman is doing a lot of their scoring, and they're just going to continue to get better.
And here we go, we're playing hoops on a Thursday night at the University of Nevada. Boise State controls it first. And right away, they go down low for Lalat, the leading scorer. 2 points to her name already.
And that's one of the biggest things that Coach Levins talked to us about is Boise State plays through their post players, and Nevada has to play great post defense.
It was the first thing she told us before the game. They're really big. That's our focus. Here's Jimenez with it out to Lexi Gibbons. That's a long 3, just missed it. And the rebound controlled by Bays. Aggressive defense from Victoria Davis, but a little too aggressive. So you said it, this Boise State team has played a lot recently. 4th game in 8 days. Nevada hasn't played since this past Saturday. So you would think the Broncos are revved up early on, and Nevada will have to get its bearings quickly if they want to stay close in this one for sure.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see pretty quickly who has their bearings a little bit better, the team that's been playing or the team that's had time to rest.
There's Lawlor back to work on Ormiston. Nice move off glass.
That's 2 possessions in a row. They're able to get the ball in the post, and not just post defense, but it's also going to be Nevada's guards giving ball pressure. They can't let the guards see into the post so easy. You have to get your hands up, ball pressure, get tips on the ball, make it difficult for the guards to get the ball into the post.
Jimenez mid-range, just misses. Boise State controls again. Here comes Narrow. And a steal from Roden. The sophomore with a head of steam. And then throws it away. It's another thing that Coach Amanda Levins, in her 6th year with the Wolfpack, said before the game, we need our defense to turn to offense. Those kind of possessions can't come up empty when you create a good steal like that.
Yeah, great job ball pressure, and you just got to come down the court and be controlled. Realize where the defense is at, get your feet under you, jump stop, and make a good pass.
Here's Anna Osley with the rock, working the 2-man game, but throws it away. She was looking for Lawlor, instead found Tiffany Sue off the bench. Megan Ormiston looking backdoor for Jimenez, who somehow kept it alive. But then it's thrown away. Kaylee Borden has since checked in for Nevada. Davis and Roden getting an early break. Mid-range jumper, no good for Osley.
And then if you're Nevada, that's what you want. Force them to take a hard pull-up jumper, a leaner going into the paint. You'd rather have their guard shooting, a tough shot versus giving your ball to the post player one-on-one down low.
Ormiston has her shot spotted. Abby Muse going up to get it. So there it is, Boise State, the leading blocking team in the Mountain West, and showing it on that possession. Looking down low for Givens, makes a move up and under and in. Nevada's on the board. Lexi Givens, top 3 in just about every category when you look at Nevada's stats. They kind of go as Lexi goes, and Boise goes as Lawlor goes. Elodie already with 6 points in this one. Yeah. All 6 for Boise.
Great recognition by Boise. If they can get that ball in there, don't fix what's not broken. Continue to force that ball inside. They've done a good job recognizing that Nevada's ball pressure has been not enough so far.
Big 3 from Ormiston from the top of the key. And Nevada's within 1. Mid-range is no good. Ormiston controls the rebound. This Boise State team, no stranger to success, of course. Coach Gordy Presnell, in his 18th season, has taken the Broncos to the dance 6 times. This one's deflected and stolen. Here comes Tiffany Sue the other way. She'll back it out. That's a deep 3 for Givens. Good.
Great transition offense by Nevada. Sue pushes the ball down the court, gets 2 feet in the paint, and then sees there's a disadvantage, gets it to your post player. What a luxury. Your post player shooting the 3 in transition. My goodness.
She was 5 for 5 from deep just a couple of weeks ago at Colorado State. After that loss at UNLV, head coach Amanda Levin saying she needs more from Givens, who had 9 points and 9 rebounds in that game, but she's capable of more, as again, Boise State flexing their muscle down low with Muse. And there's Givens, aggressive, the left hand, no good. Muse on the defense, and Lawlor on the rebound. Boise pushing it with Bays now. Oh, and Ormiston takes it right from her. Here comes the Wolfpack. Borden has it swatted away. There's that leading block team in the Mountain West once again. That was Mary Kay Narrow on the swat, the guard getting up for it. And we've reached our first break. Heck of a game, just over 5 minutes in. We're all knotted at 8 in Reno.
Pressure has been.
We're back in the biggest little city. You're watching college hoops on Nevada Sports Net. Nevada staying in this one from deep early on, Ashley Jones.
Yeah, great sign for Nevada after struggling shooting from the field in their last game against UNLV. You have Lexi Givens already with 2 buckets. Megan Ormison, Megan and Lexi both shooting the 3-ball well early on, so good sign for Nevada.
Meanwhile, Boise State, all 4 buckets right at the rim as the leading rebounding and shot blocking team in the Mountain West, showing its size on offense in this one. It's Nevada ball under the rack with Tiffany Sue inbounding, and a nice play on the out of bounds. And it's Audrey Roden with a bunny.
Yeah, great cut by Roden. She comes up to the elbow, fakes the cut, comes back wide open.
Tatum Thompson is checked in for Boise, as that one is somehow still in the Broncos' possession, and Thompson goes up with it. But she traveled before the contact, and we're going the other way. Natalie Pasco also has checked in for the road team. For Nevada, Roden is back in with Tiffany Sue, Lexi Givens, Kaylee Borden, and Kennedy Lee checking in. The true freshman coming off maybe her best game in silver and blue back home in Las Vegas, 13 points. Here's Borden with 7 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Lee. Head of steam for 24. Off the fake, and it's good. Bucket and the foul.
And that's exactly what you have to do when you're playing a team that's bigger than you inside. You can't just go up and shoot a normal layup like you would when there's a smaller player guarding you. You see right here, she comes in, jump stop, gets the defender up in the air, and then is able to finish with contact. That pump fake is going to be key, guards and post players. You have to come in there with a secondary move. You can't just go and shoot a regular layup.
Kennedy catching Abby Muse slipping, drawing the foul and completing the three-point play. So the Wolfpack now with an early 5-point lead. Lindsay Lavrovich is in, number 2 for Boise State. As you see the offensive rebounding prowess of the Broncos. Credit a lot for keeping that alive, but it's Tatum Thompson who gets the 2 points. Now Lee's got to look from deep. Missed it left. Rebound to Lavrovich, and the Broncos are pushing it. Pasco, a little strong. Thompson had the offensive rebound for a millisecond, but then Kennedy Lee said, no, that's our ball now. Backdoor pass for Roden. Nice feed from Givens, and Lawlor fouls her. A good contest, but a little too aggressive for Boise.
And that's one way to handle Boise State's post players, is get them in foul trouble. If they're not on the court, they can't score, so good aggressive take by Roden.
Roden's good at being aggressive. She's
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really stormed onto the scene last year as a true freshman out of West Lynn, Oregon. Audrey Roden, little up and down in year 2, but that tends to happen once teams have film on you and you have a stellar freshman season. Audrey gets them both from the line, and it's 15-10 Wolfpack. Abby Muse back in for Boise State, giving Lawlor a break. Can't imagine it'll be too long of a break. for Boise State's leading scorer. Another walk. So Thompson turns it over this time. A couple of travels in the early going for Boise State. Gabby Giuffre into the game now for Nevada, number 32. That's Borden with a long three, but a short shot. On the other end, Natalie Pasco's is no good from the corner. Roden tried to be the one-man fast break, but it's swatted away, and now Boise's heading the other way. Nevada wants to push it. Boise wants to do that. Muse down low.
And that's tough. I mean, Abby Muse is so good down low. You can't get stuck behind. And if you do get behind, you have to have help side coming over from the weak side where the ball's at. At least, you know, jump at the player. Do something to disrupt their rhythm a little bit.
10 on the shot clock. Lee has it. Hands off for Sue. Down to 5. Sue's going to have to fire it up for 3. Got it!
That works. And Boise State did a great job. That possession for just about 20-plus seconds on the shot clock of defending. And
well, that's almost one of those as Roden aggressive on defense, and it pays off. Out of bounds goes Lindsay Lavrovich. Essentially, that was great defense, just better offense. Sometimes you got to tip your hat as Tiffany Sue stepped back and knocked it down. She sits down now as Davis is back in, as well as Jimenez, joined by Roden, Lee, and Giuffre. Nice interior passing, but again, better interior defense. Muse said, not in my house. Aggressive drive from Pasco, who draws the blocking foul. Roden trying to step in and take a charge. Instead, it'll be 2 free throws, though. And Pasco, block charge who called, draws the blocking foul. Roden trying to step in and take a charge. This Boise State team is +7 on the boards. That was an emphasis from Coach Amanda Levens as we talked pregame. Try to even that number out and get out in transition. As far as their post offense, Coach Levens saying we can limit what they do down low by putting pressure on their guards and making it hard to get that ball down low. So far, though, Boise State has been able to get a lot of good looks at the paint.
Yeah, they've been able to run their offense pretty seamlessly, but the one Achilles heel for them right now is their turnovers. They have 8 turnovers. In their last game against San Diego State, they had 11 the whole game.
Wow.
They have 8 in this first quarter already. Boise State has to do a better job taking care of the ball.
That's just 2 Nevada turnovers. 3 of those Boise State turnovers to Thompson as Roden hits a shot right in her face. And Nevada's up by 7. Boise can hold for the last shot here of the first quarter. We're at 20 seconds remaining. Nero wants to take it herself. Left hand, no good though. It was rebounded momentarily by Sydney McQuieter, but now the jump ball sends it Nevada's way with 7 seconds left in this first quarter. Wolfpack home for the first time since January 21st. That last outing here was a win as Davis finds a seam, gets it to go just before the buzzer, and that'll wrap up the first quarter. Slow start for the Wolfpack, but certainly a strong finish after one. Nevada leads 22-13. Welcome back to Lawlor Event Center.
Got
and
it!
Sportsnet for this battle between Nevada and Boise State. It's Mike Stephenson alongside Ashley Jones. 10 minutes in, Ashley. It's a 22-13 advantage for Nevada. Doing a lot of damage from the outside.
Yeah, great shooting by Nevada. Just so impressed with their post players and the way that they're able to shoot the ball. 50% from the three-point line and 40% from the field. Much improved from their last game against UNLV.
A stat coach Presnell is not happy about on the visitors' sideline. Has got to be 8 first-quarter turnovers for his gals. As again, Jimenez aggressive trying to get another for Nevada. This time the three goes up and it's splashed through by Natalie Pasco. First outside shot hit of this game for Boise. Ormiston back in for Nevada. Gibbons, Jimenez, Roden, and Davis. Those are the Pack's starters. Roden's three is true. Back-to-back swishes from deep. Already 4 threes in this one for the Wolfpack. Well, I guess we're just finding the line and shooting behind tonight, Ashley, as Pasco hits another one.
Yeah, Boise State, a much improved three-point shooting team as the season has gone on. And because their post play is so good, that opens up shots for their guards on the three-point line.
Now Roden with a head of steam, lefty layup, good. Just got to step on Pasco, and that's all she needs. Looks like she needs a break as well, though, signaling to the bench. Nice interior passing. A lot is true. She's a handful.
Yeah, such a great player. And a post player with her talent, you're not going to stop her from scoring. At this point, you just have to try to make it a little more difficult on her. But Megan Ormiston giving her, a little bit of her own medicine.
Make her work on defense a little bit.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to work in the post. Megan said, I'm going to step out and shoot a little jumper. So,
I can do this.
Good back and forth matchup between those two.
We got some good back and forth basketball to start this second quarter. That's a deep three. Buckets. Anna Osley. All right, now these teams starting to get settled in, Ashley.
Neither team has missed a basket yet so far in the second quarter.
Now Davis draws the foul on Osley. Yeah, 3 3-pointers in the first 2.5 minutes of this quarter for the visitors, trying to cut into that, what was a 9-point deficit after one. And cut into it they have. Tiffany Sue back in for the Wolfpack.
And
Here comes Jada Clark.
As much fun as it is watching both teams make these baskets, neither team should be trading baskets right now. So somebody has to get a couple stops here.
Yep. Who's going to get the first stop in this second quarter? A nice play on the baseline out of bounds as Jimenez gives it up and then immediately posts up and draws the foul. So 2 straight fouls for Anna Osley. Tough pass. Somehow finds Jimenez, though, from Givens. Now 5 on the shot clock. Ormiston's going to have to do something with it. Working on Lalott, the fadeaway. Rims out. Great defense there from the Broncos. And there's the first stop of this second quarter. The lot. How about the interior passing as Muse is fouled by Givens. And we'll go to the line for 2.
You see they're just too easy getting that ball in the post and then great post-to-post
passing. As Muse is fouled by
Nevada
Givens.
just has to do a better job with their ball pressure.
And we'll go to the line.
If you can just stand here and look, you're just going to pick apart the defense every time. The guards have to get their hands up and just be scrappy, get on their nerves, be annoying, make them give the ball up.
First free throw, no good. Yeah, that was the message from Coach Levens, as we were talking about. Make things as difficult as possible on their guards so that the post players can't have their way. I would think Coach Levens is pretty pleased with those 8 first-quarter turnovers for us, though. Speaking of, Nevada turns it over themselves. It's an offensive foul. Goes on Sue. Jada Clark has it now, sophomore out of Richland, Washington. Danny Bays is back in as that one's thrown away. The lot hit the deck, and it goes out of bounds.
And that's the perfect combination right there. You have your guard giving great ball pressure. You have your post player playing on one side, and you have your help defense on the other side. Ball goes out of bounds. That's the perfect defensive combination for Nevada right now.
Kaylee Borden back in for the Wolfpack as that backdoor pass, a little too much for Ormiston to handle from Jimenez, so the teams trade turnovers here. And you go back to that offensive foul, that's back-to-back turnovers for the home team. Ormiston trying to not let him get it into Abby Muse. Muse working her tail off trying to get an open space to take in an interior pass. Nevada bails him out with a foul, though, with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Goes on Jimenez. Allie Heckman is in the game for Boise, number 5. With the ball right now is Jada Clark, who draws the foul on Borden. So that's already 4 fouls here, less than halfway through the quarter for the Wolfpack. Boise's got 2. So after this, the Broncos are shooting free throws. Step back jumper too strong for Heckman. But right there to get it is Clark. Shot clock did not reset, and there are 5 seconds on it. Right to the rim goes Clark, but credit the defense as that one rims out, and it's out of bounds off of Heckman. So Nevada still holding on to a 4-point lead. It was 9, though, after the first 10 minutes. Boise State coming out strong in this second quarter. You can definitely feel both of these teams settling into each other, being that this is their first and only meeting of the regular season. Roden draws the foul. Bays has her palms to the sky wondering what she did. The ref saw a bump, though. Boise denying just about every Wolfpack player. They get it into Ormiston. And now Roden will reset with 15 on the shot clock. Ormiston gives it right back to her. Roden tries to stop and keep that pivot foot. She couldn't do it, though. Too much momentum for Audrey as she turns it over.
Yeah, you can see her. She was going for that secondary move. She was trying to catch herself, just a little too out of control there.
Not every body part on the same page as far as the mind and body goes. Wolfpack leading 29-25 halfway through the second quarter. Welcome back to Reno, Nevada. Boise State is in town. The Broncos playing their 4th game in 8 days. Both teams settling in well to this one, Ashley Jones. Just got a step on Pasco.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's been a fun second quarter. Really a lot of buckets being handed out.
We like when it goes through the hoop, no matter who's doing it. So here comes Boise, which trailed by 9 after 1. Has closed that gap to 4 now. A lot of their damage early inside the paint. Lately from behind the three-point line, as that one's no good for Allie Heckman. And here comes the pack the other way. Broncos really have picked up their defensive intensity. Things, couple pretty easy looks early on for the Wolfpack. They're not quite getting those now. As we're under 5 on the shot clock, Tiffany Sue's going to have to step back and fire it. Nearly an offensive rebound for the Pack. It bounces around, and we're going the other way with the Broncos. Pasco's floater is no good. She wanted a foul. Not going to get it, and we're coming the other way. Borden is open. Corner 3. No good. And now the Broncos look to push with Bays over to Pasco. That time she gets the foul plus the bucket, and she'll go to the line looking for 3 the hard way. Natalie Pasco, a freshman from not far away, Danville, California.
And good call there. She was moving a little bit and a heel inside that circle. So good idea, tough call, but great job by Boise State recognizing, being aggressive, getting to the hoop.
You got to credit Borden with the hustle. She missed the 3 all the way on the opposite corner. Made it down to attempt to take the charge. Natalie Pasco had other ideas. Mentioned it in the open, though, true freshmen account for over half of Boise's scoring in Mountain West play. So they've got a young group of impact players that, of course, are only going to get better as the years go on.
And with that, these players are getting so much in-game experience this year. Next year, when they're sophomores, they're going to have the experience. They're going to have the late game situations, the close games, the blowouts, a little bit of everything, some tournament time,
right,
and under their belt. And so next year they're going to be playing not like sophomores.
So the free throw was no good. Heckman nearly had an offensive rebound, but now Nevada has it, up by just 2 now. Bit of a scoring drop for the Wolfpack. As Davis puts her head down, draws the foul. Victoria Davis coming off a strong performance a couple of games ago when Nevada won its first true road game of the season at San Jose State. She had 23 points.
And she has no fear, one of the smallest players on the court, and she's finding a way to score around the basket. I love her aggressiveness. And Nevada can't get content passing the ball around the three-point line. They have to be able to get some paint touches in there, and Victoria Davis doing a great job of that, getting 2 feet in the paint, drawing the foul, getting to the basket. That's what their offense needs right now.
And now Davis has it back with 10 on the shot clock. Kennedy Lee walked with it. We're heading the other way. Happy feet. Again, Kennedy was one of the brightest spots in that loss at UNLV, which it's a game in which Nevada started on a 10-3 run, only to be outscored by 30 the rest of the way. The Lady Rebels showing why they sit atop the Mountain West Conference, unblemished at 10-0.
And that's one of the things that Coach Levins talked to us about is Nevada can't compound mistakes. You make a turnover, you make a bad foul, okay, take that, go down and score a basket, or take that, go down and get a stop. You can't have mistake after mistake after mistake. That's just, it's not going to work.
Quite a sequence there as Boise State had 2 good looks at it, couldn't get it to fall. Givens had the baseball pass for Roden, who couldn't finish. Now Pasco on the other end does finish off glass, and we are tied up at 29. This is a second quarter currently being dominated by the road team Broncos, who trailed by 9 after the first 10 minutes. Roden's shot is no good. And we're going the other way. Last 2 games in this building have been rather historic for the Nevada men's team. back-to-back wins over ranked opponents for the first time ever, as Lawlor is back in the scoring column off glass, and Boise State is back in the lead. So Boise State really picking up the intensity in this second quarter. Can imagine Coach Presnell had a lot to say in that first quarter break as Roden ties it back up. Can't imagine his Boise State teams often have 8 turnovers in a quarter, so things were about as bad as they could be early on for the Broncos. That one is left short, though, by Bays, and now Jimenez has got a head of steam. Leaves it for Davis on the trail.
2 big baskets there for Nevada. Boise State comes back, ties it. Nevada's able to stay calm and composed and get 2 good shots on the offensive end.
Victoria Davis, how about 51% from three-point land this season? And Nevada forces the turnover. 44 seconds left. I saw Davis before the game. She was the only one on the court with nearly 2 hours until tip-off, and I didn't see her miss many threes, and she didn't miss that one. "14-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Now 15 on the shot clock for Davis with the rock. Now gives it up to Roden, who bobbles it. And now Nevada's up against it with under 10. Roden will just go straight to the rim and get her own rebound somehow. But that second effort no good amongst the trees. And now Boise with 13 seconds can back it up if they want. They will. Under 10. Narrow has it. In the corner, the three is good. Clark connects right before the halftime horn, and with that, through 20 minutes of basketball, we are back where we started. All knotted up at 34. A heck of a game brewing in the biggest little city. You're watching College Hoops on Nevada Sportsnet. We'll have halftime next. Welcome back to the biggest little city where Nevada and Boise State. Then Nevada's on the board at 34. It is halftime on Nevada Sportsnet and the Mountain West Network. We're seeing highlights of the Wolfpack lighting it up from deep early on in this one, Ashley Jones, but Boise State flipped that script in the second quarter and got a few threes of their own.
Yeah, a lot of output first and second quarter from both teams. It's been fun to watch.
Fire it up for three. Got it!
I'm excited to see what this third quarter has. Nevada's going to have to execute, really be smart about getting a great shot.
It's a shot right in her face.
Boise State, again, has to capitalize in their post.
It's true.
And
back-to-back
when they do
swishes.
capitalize in the post, it opens up their three-point shooters. So if they can, if Boise State can get going in the post, that'll open up the three-point line for them, and in turn, Nevada,
to make it a little
again,
difficult on her. But Megan Homer's been giving her,
and take good shots offensively. Be aware of those big
Davis
on
the trail. Well, you look at the three-point shooting, man, 9 out of 16 combined. So if you like the long ball, fans are being treated to a heck of a game here inside Lawlor Event Center tonight. You look at the standings in the Mountain West Conference. Preseason, Boise State, Nevada. It was Nevada 6, Boise State 7 in that preseason poll. Right now we see those two teams tied for 7th at 5-5. Of course, those top 5 seeds get a day off at the Mountain West tournament, so getting into that top 5 is critical, and this game will go a long way in that effort.
And you look at the games Nevada's played, and even Boise State for that matter. Boise State goes out and beats San Diego State, number 2 team in the conference, and then you have Nevada playing Boise State, where if Nevada can pull out this win today, they're beating the team that just beat the number 2 seed. Right. So, I mean, it's really anybody's game in conference play. So if Nevada can creep into that 5 spot, I think that would really give them an advantage come tournament time.
It'll be easier said than done for the Wolfpack, which just last week won its first true road game of the season. It was on January 26th at San Jose State, followed by a loss against UNLV. Boise State coming off 3 games at home, including a makeup game, as Ashley mentioned, Monday with San Diego State in town. That was a 62-57 final. Before that, the Broncos lost at home to Wyoming 2 days prior, 69-62. 2 days before that, it was a win over Air Force 60-55. So Nevada looking to avoid a losing streak. Boise State looking to start a winning streak in this one. And you can feel it in this game how big this one is for both teams. They're always going to play hard, but you know that this one could go a long way.
We could see this matchup again too come tournament time. It has that type of feel to the game with both teams going at it the way they are. I mean, some really, really great basketball in that first half.
I think Nevada, again, had to feel fortunate to turn Boise State over 8 times in that first quarter. With that said, what do you think head coach Amanda Levins let them know at halftime? Of course, a coach that you once played for. Looking down low for Givens, makes a move up and under and in. Nevada's on the board.
Has been the smallest breakdown, and Boise State is a team that will take advantage. We saw going into the second quarter, they have a defensive breakdown and they get a wide open three-point shot. Boise State will capitalize and take advantage.
Out of bounds.
Really has to lock in and execute on both.
Fire it up for 3. Got it. And on the other side for Coach Presnell, it's like, again, 3 of those. You like going into the half playing well as opposed to starting a game. It's a shot right in your face. Probably, hey, I like that second quarter. Let's give me more of that.
Yeah, and
is true. Back-to-back swishes.
Defensive end, Nevada kind of having their way a little bit offensively. They're getting a lot of three-point shots and getting to the basket. I think Boise State needs to be a little more disciplined on defense, not fouling, not putting Nevada at the free throw line. And so I'm sure that was part of his message at halftime.
Yeah, things were really easy for the Wolfpack early on. Still managed to keep this game close in the second quarter, but things did get a little more difficult. I imagined keying in on Audrey Roden, the game's leading scorer right now, was at least a note in that halftime break. As you look again at the Mountain West standings, UNLV at the top at 10-0, followed by second place San Diego State at 8-3, just took that third loss this week to Boise. Wyoming right behind them at 7-3. Then you have 6-4, 6-4. That's Colorado State and Air Force. Then you have 5-4 New Mexico, 5-5 Boise, 5-5 Nevada. Bottom 3 have distanced themselves toward the bottom, but man, this conference is really top heavy.
Yeah, I mean, it's all knotted up. It's really anybody's game, and on any given night, someone can come in and create an upset. Really, I mean, UNLV is the only team that hasn't lost. But there's been some teams that kind of, made them a little nervous. And a lot of these games that Nevada's lost have been close games. So they're right there on that little hump. If they can get over that and get some good wins, I mean, if I were playing and I wasn't on Nevada, I don't know that I'd want to see them come tournament time because they're so close. Like, Nevada's a good team. I think they're still figuring out some of their pieces, learning each other. And when they do, I think it's going to be trouble.
We're seeing 2 teams with a lot of young talent, and so you certainly believe the future is bright for both squads, but these 2 teams also want the future to be now. And so with 2.5 minutes left in halftime, we'll see what happens for the next 20 minutes in this one as the Wolfpack returns to the floor on Nevada Sportsnet. We're back live on Nevada Sportsnet and the Mountain West Network as we get set to start the third quarter between Nevada and Boise State. We've been talking, Ashley Jones, about how this is the first and only meeting in the regular season for these 2 teams, but Boise State has played on this floor this season. They were here for Thanksgiving and the yearly Nugget Classic. It just turned out that the Broncos and the Wolfpack didn't meet up.
Yeah, and with the way the seating works out, looking right now, obviously, give it a couple more weeks, things may change. These 2 teams could see each other in the Mountain West tournament. It's really likely that could happen. So getting a win now would be a good confidence boost for either team.
And as we know, anything can happen in Las Vegas.
Oh, yes.
I think about your 2018 team, which was a 7 seed.
7 seed.
And met these Broncos in the championship game. And I know that's still a sore spot because that was a Bronco buzzer-beating victory to send them into the NCAA tournament. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. We'll just leave that one at that. So let's just say the 7 seed, we did our thing that season.
That's an all-time great year for the Wolfpack, and you were a part of it, my friend.
Absolutely.
Nevada starts it with a missed 3 at the shot clock buzzer, so strong defense from Boise State to start this one, picking up where the Broncos left off in that second quarter in which they outscored Nevada by 9 after they were trailing by 9 to start the second quarter. Abby Muse's shot is way off. And Victoria Davis has it going the other way, up to Roden. 13 points for number 4 in this one.
And I like that decision by Roden. She gets out on the fast break, gets into the key and says, okay, we don't have no numbers. Let's pull it out. Let's run a play. I like that.
Well, every possession, all the more critical as this one winds down. Victoria Davis, first points of the half. Reverse layup is good. Pack back up by 2.
Again, so crafty around the hoop. I mean, she's the smallest player on the court, and she finds ways to score around the basket.
The junior out of Chicago by way of Hampton. Pack happy to have her. Here's Anna Osley from the mid-range. Everything but the bucket as the junior misses. Now Givens and Davis working the 2-gal game. Davis open from the mid-range.
Great recognition by Tori. I mean, she gets the post player on. They switch the on-ball screen, recognizes she has a post player, stops, get the defender off balance, and pops, knocks down the jumper. Great recognition of the mismatch.
Now Osley's 3. They had a foot on the line. It's no good either way, but the Broncos draw a foul on the offensive rebound, showing that size advantage once again. Third foul on Lexi Givens, who before the game, Coach Levin said she wanted to see more aggression out of Lexi on offense. Hasn't quite come to fruition in this one as Muse will go to the line. Something Amanda did say is that Givens is such a big part of their defensive effort that sometimes she needs to get a little break on offense and might not be as aggressive as she should be. But Amanda wants to see more from her as Jimenez was a little too aggressive there. Muse's first free throw, no good though. So Boise yet to score here, nearly 2.5 into this third quarter.
Like you said, a little bit of a quiet night offensively for Lexi Givens, but she's guarding one of Boise State's best players and has made it difficult. I mean, like I said, you're not going to stop them from scoring, but you just make it difficult. And she's kind of held her own down there. And quiet, but 5 points, 2 for 4, 1 for 2 from the three-point line. So efficient, quiet but efficient. Not a bad thing.
Nevada's wishing she didn't have that third foul, though, as she hits the bench, and Kennedy Lee is in. The true freshman from Centennial High School down in Las Vegas. About Davis on the pump fake, but Lalot gets a hand on the pass, and we're going the other way. Nice steal. Spin move, scoop, everything but the hoop for Danny Bays, the freshman out of Brisbane, Australia. Nice pass from Jimenez, but that one is swatted to the Nevada bench. Abby Muse, her 4th block of the game. Friends, with one more, she becomes Boise State's all-time leading blocker. She has now tied the woman at the top. Would you believe her name is Stephanie Block? You cannot make that up. Boise State's all-time leader in block shots. Muse, though, you got to have a knack for not fouling as that one is swatted away. That's Elodie Lalot saying, not in my house, even if we're on the road. So that is now 6 block shots in this game for the Broncos. Nevada's yet to swat one away. Tough to do when you're the smaller team. And now a call before the inbounds, and Nevada a little too, I should say Boise State a little too aggressive. Foul goes on Bays, her second. She's trying to chase Roden around. As now Tori Davis has it, looking for Roden. It's quite a lethal combo at guard, those two. Lee methodical, but Lalot hits her in the arm.
I like those two down there. They're banging down there. Great move. See Kennedy Lee square up to the basket. See where her defender's at. Nice little spin move. And when you're aggressive like that, good things happen. And she's the type of player that can bang down there with Lalot. And, you know, they're a little bit more evenly matched.
That's 2 fouls on Elodie Lalot out of Paris, France. So she hits the bench. Lee's first free throw rims out.
And in that first quarter, when Lalot got her first foul, she took a little break on the bench, and that's when Nevada really was able to take advantage. So they need to recognize that she's on the bench and get inside that paint.
Boise State without a field goal in this third quarter. Muse wants to change that and does. The junior out of Brentwood is solid on both ends.
Yeah, she's going to make that every time. If she gets that ball in there like that, it's just too easy. She's too skilled to just play behind like that if you're Nevada.
And if she gets another block shot, once again, we'll be witnessing history here in Reno tonight. Already has tied the program's all-time leader as Lee right to the rim. Boise's got a lot of true freshmen making noise. Nevada has Kennedy Lee making some noise as a true freshman. Muse, long mid-range, nothing but the bottom. Oh yeah, and she likes that.
And that may not be her go-to shot, but if you're Ormiston, you have to at least get a hand up. I mean, you don't want to ever leave anybody wide open. At least get a hand up, kind of stunt at her, make her think twice about shooting that jumper. That's a nice stroke that she has there.
She's feeling it. On both ends as Tori Davis has it now with 5 on the shot clock. Lefty layup is swatted away. Was that Muse? It's thrown out of bounds. We're going the other way, and I believe that was block number 5 for Abby Muse. It is the all-time block shot leader in Boise State history. You just saw it happen as we go to break on Nevada Sportsnet. She nice. Fans at Lawlor Event Center being treated to a good one here tonight in the Mountain West Conference. Just past the midway point of the third quarter, it's Nevada leading Boise State 41-39 alongside Ashley Jones. Mike Stephenson here. Thrilled to have you with us wherever you're watching from. We just witnessed some history, Ashley, with Abby Muse collecting her 5th blocked shot of this game, putting her solely at number 1 on Boise State's all-time record list. That is impressive.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. Pretty cool to see it in person. And I think it speaks to the discipline of the Boise State team, the way they're able to block shots without fouling. A lot of times players get a little excited and foul and slap at the ball, and they're able to get block shots without fouling.
Well, that was a tough shot from Tatum Thompson that goes in, and we're back knotted at 41 apiece. Muse has a way of getting her paw on the rock, but that's also part of the scouting report if you're Nevada. Let's just not try to shoot on her in the paint, right?
Yeah, I'm sure in practice this week, focus was making a secondary move in the paint, guards and post players. You get in there, give a pump fake, give an up and under, spin move, something to get them off balance.
That is not going to get a shot up, and that's a shot clock violation. Pardon me, Ashley, as they turn it over. Credit the Broncos coming out of the timeout strong. Abby Muse, who I'm still going to talk about because she is 3rd in the nation in block shots with 65 now. All-time single-season record for Boise State is 77. That happened just 9 years ago. She has a great shot to pass that up with a handful of games left to play. She's been a big part of their offense, too. This will be Osley, the corner 3, right in front of her bench. And Boise State leads by 3. And Nevada turns it over. So the road team with the upper hand at the moment as we see Tori Davis checking in quickly as she is a sure hand with that rock.
Yeah, and those 2 possessions is exactly what Coach Levin means by compounding mistakes. You go down, you play good defense, and then you let them get a 3, and then you come down and you turn the ball over. they hit that three-pointer, you're coming down, we're locking in, we're getting a good shot on offensive end. You can't have back-to-back mistakes in a close game like this.
A constant theme this year for Nevada's ladies is putting 4 quarters together. It's a cliche you hear from a lot of coaches, but that's Nevada's MO. They're inconsistent, if you will, as Pasco's 3 is no good. And some of that is that these gals weren't all together last year. A lot of the impact players weren't here, and so it takes time to mesh and mold. And Coach Levins was alluding to the future and saying that a lot of these players will be back next year, but you also don't want to worry about next year during this year. And so it's a balancing act. Growing throughout the season can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, and you're learning your teammates, how they play, where they're going to be.
Yeah, Audrey Roden was right there, but so was Mary Kay Narrow, who steals it and gets the layup, and Boise State has a 5-point lead. Back to 3, though, with a quick bucket out of Kennedy Lee and a quick timeout from Amanda Levin, sensing the imbalance over the last few minutes. And we'll take it, too, as Boise State fired up. We're in for a good one the next 13 minutes or so. You're watching College Hoops on Nevada Sportsnet. All right, pardon the minor technical difficulties. These things happen. But we're back, and we're back in time for a great game. Start of the fourth quarter is here. Boise State leads 51-46. Mike Stephenson alongside Ashley Jones. Buckle up for what should be a great finish in the Mountain West as they work it down to Elodie Lalott. Suddenly, Boise State flexing their muscles collectively, Ashley. Still working to get Ashley's microphone back. Pardon, again, these technical difficulties. I'll do my best to color this one up for you. Ashley's still here, I can promise you that. Nevada has a second chance here, down 7 now. Ashley, I believe you're back. Are you back?
Am I back?
You're
yeah.
back. Hey.
There we go.
It's not just the teams that go through adversity throughout these games. It's the broadcasters too, right?
Yeah,
we're not hitting every shot.
And we appreciate everybody getting things fixed for us
exactly.
back in the truck.
Shout out to the crew as that one is no good at the shot clock buzzer. Nevada's going to need to get some points in a hurry here as the Broncos are playing well. Yes, shout out to the crew that just did damage control in a hurry as we are back and live on the Mountain West Network and Nevada Sportsnet locally. Elodie Lalott will go to the line for 2 as Boise State really using their prowess in the paint in this second half.
That's tough. I mean, she had the right idea, great help side, but you got to get there, get your feet set, and then just take that contact.
Kaylee Borden, the sophomore out of Oklahoma. Elodie Lalott, the junior out of Paris, France. Quite the move when you're talking Paris to Boise, Idaho. I'm sure Paris to anywhere in the Mountain West would be pretty crazy. Here's Ali Jimenez, yet to score in this one, and that's a foul for Abby Muse, who was looking to pad her all-time record at Boise State. Instead, it's a foul, although she didn't agree with that. Certainly had that left arm on her. And now Jimenez has her first points of the game. Ali Jimenez not typically known as a scorer, but she definitely scores in every game. So for her to have 1 point at this point in the game is rare.
And there's so many other ways for players to impact a game besides just scoring, and she finds ways to get it done other than putting the ball in the basket. She's going to rebound for you. She's going to play lockdown defense, and a lot of times she's guarding the other team's best player. She's great at finding her teammates, creating great shots for them. So she's doing a little bit of everything.
Right on cue, Jimenez with the steal, heading the other way. Pump fake, gives it up. Great recovery defense there from the Broncos. As now Roden will fire the mid-range right in Muse's face.
Great screen and roll action. The Bronco defender gets caught on that screen. Roden recognizes it, stops and pops. Instead of trying to force it in the key, you take what the defense gives you. She takes the nice little mid-range pull-up jumper.
Back to a 4-point game. And the floater is no good, but Lalott is there on the putback. And that's something that Amanda Levens, I would imagine, isn't happy about as she walks back toward the bench.
And you look at overall, the rebounds 25-24, so right there, but that one is going to make the difference. That little tiny margin of error is so small for Nevada. They have to get every single one of those.
Yeah, not much room for mistakes if you're the silver and blue as Roden gets the home roll and it's back to a 4-point game. Boise State on the other side wanting to start this road trip off strong as they will have a quick turnaround and play at Fresno State on Saturday. How about the putback from Muse? That's a rebound Nevada's got to have.
Boise State just a great job. They have such a knack for the ball. Quick off their feet, and they're going to go after every single rebound. And if you're Nevada, you can't just stand and look. You got to go find somebody, put a body on them, and box them out, push them out the key.
Nevada will travel to Logan, Utah for a matchup with Utah State on Saturday. So both of these teams on the road in their next contests. Boise State with the ball and a 6-point lead. Nevada led this one by 9 after the first quarter. It was tied at halftime. Anna Osley working it to Lawlor. Osley out of Australia. Pardon me, she's out of Arizona. Here's Muse. No shot. Foul on the floor. It is Danny Bays, number 4 for Boise, who hails from Australia, not 1-4. Wholesale substitutions for the Wolfpack. 3 new players in. Kennedy Lee, Lexi Givens with those 4 fouls, and Tori Davis.
Boise State with back-to-back offensive rebounds there. Coach Levins recognizes I got to get my bigs back in this game.
Tiffany Sue in 2, and she has the rock. We're heading the other way. Nevada trailing by 6. That margin of error you spoke of, Ashley, even smaller now as Lee is called for the offensive foul trying to post up in the paint. Official said she wrapped around. That's a tough call if you're Coach Amanda Levin's team. Crowd not happy with that one either as the Broncos come the other way toward the midway point of this 4th quarter. Second half has been advantage Boise State. Here's Lawlor. Got a step on Givens, couldn't finish. There's Muse on the offensive rebound. And a jump ball is drawn by Tiffany Sue. Possession to the Wolfpack.
And you see right there, there's no one near Abby Muse. You have to make sure if you don't do anything on that possession, when that shot goes up, find a body and push them out the key. You can't just stand and look at the rim when the ball goes up. You got to find somebody.
She's the last player you do not want to box out. As Givens has it go off her shin, and it's a turnover. Tough for Lexi to be in foul trouble in this one, as obviously can tell she's not in the right rhythm at this point of the game. That's a big 3. Pasco leaves it short. And now Nevada's got a head of steam the other way. Sue has it. She'll pull up in the paint. Too strong on the floater. And now Boise has it again as these seconds pass by. Nevada's margin of error only gets smaller. And Coach Gordy Presno wants timeout, sensing this game could be won or lost over the next few possessions. 58-52, Boise State leads in Reno. You're watching College Hoops on Nevada Sportsnet. We're back in Reno, where Boise State is trying to leave with a big Mountain West victory. Broncos having their way in this second half. Currently shooting now for the game 49%, about 6 of 11 from deep. That's good for 54.5%. Nevada, Ashley Jones, not far behind them. 20 out of 48 for 41%. They're 6 of 12 from deep, but this is the kind of game where only a couple shots could make the difference.
And Boise State's been able to get back in this game because they've gotten the ball into their post players and they've capitalized on the offensive glass. They have 8 offensive rebounds. Nevada was 7, but again, like we said, it's going to come down to those little small margins of error.
Yeah, you saw 2 teams in the first half that were trading blows, tied at 34 all, as that's a big defensive stop for Nevada. Kennedy Lee was streaking, but Roden didn't feel comfortable trying to force it into her. So now Nevada will have to deal with a full Boise State defense as Givens will work on Lawlor and work it to now Kennedy Lee on Muse and draws the foul. So Kennedy Lee playing aggressive. The freshman off the bench will go back to the line with a chance to get Nevada within 4.
Yeah, pump fake, jump stop, gets the defender in the air. She got that same exact call earlier in the game. She knows how to work her way around the basket, and to just be a freshman, really impressive.
That's a player Nevada fans are going to be rooting for quite a while, and happy to have, I would presume already happy to have, number 24.
And that whole possession, she had a guard on her. She's calling for the ball, yelling. She recognizes she has a smaller defender on her. Get her the ball and let her go to work.
Both are good for Kennedy, and those are the kind of things that a team that needs to continue to play more together, those are the kind of instances where you see that, where maybe you need to be a little quicker on that feed, and next time they will be.
Yeah, that's something the guard has to recognize. Obviously, there's a mismatch somewhere on the floor. If Kennedy Lee has a guard on her, there's a post player on a guard. You got to recognize that and get your big girl down low the ball.
Jumper is good. That's Anna Osley once again, who has hit 2 big threes in this second half. Now hits from the mid-range to go back up 6. Definitely a sense of urgency now for the Wolfpack as Roden's shot is swatted by Muse. Her 6th block of the game. But then it's a foul as the play remains with the Wolfpack. So credit Nevada for sticking with it there as Muse blocks the initial attempt, but Roden stays with it, and a nice backdoor feed gets her to the line.
And Lexi Givens has been known to drop some dimes. We've seen it before, and she's the one who finds Roden streaking to the basket.
Lexi Givens is quite a giver when it comes to dishing dimes. Roden's first free throw is good. It's a 5-point game with 3:05 to play. The kind of contest we expected between these two teams, each 5-5 within the Mountain West Conference. Second one is true. It's back to a 4-point game. Nevada trying to get this thing to a 1-possession score, yet to do it in this fourth quarter. It's turned over. Here comes Roden. She's got Lee running with her, and she gives it up. What a feed.
Great pass. Great.
It's a 2-point game. Osley found a little seam, but that's no good. Her floater's off. Jimenez with the rebound, and here comes Roden again. Tori Davis doesn't have anyone on her. She shoots it up. It's no good for the tie. 2:20 to play. Boise State ball. It's a 2-point spread. Late game execution going to be critical. Osley, that's a bold 3, and it's no good. Oh, but Roden loses it. Credit Danny Bays, who stuck with it on the offensive rebound attempt. The freshman out of Brisbane gets it back to the Broncos. Critical miscue there for Roden.
Love the hustle. Love the hustle.
Yeah.
Boise State may have gotten away with a little bit of a foul there. I don't know. I wasn't there on the sideline to see it, but, you know, good
Either
hustle.
way, got to secure the rock.
Got to.
So now Boise State with new life, under 2 minutes to play, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bays has it in the corner. She'll get it over to Osley, who has been critical in this second half for Boise. Bays crosses over, gives it up to Narrow. Osley in front of her own bench. That would have been huge. Instead, it is the Wolfpack's ball, nearly lost out of bounds once again to the Broncos, but instead, we're going the other way. And Coach Amanda Levens is taking issue with the lack of a call down there. 95 seconds to go. Nevada down 2 and with the ball. That looked pretty bang right there. Goes back to the silver and blue. Under 90 seconds now. 2-point game. Here's Givens with Lalott. I should say here's Kennedy Lee with Lalott on her. Gives it up to Roden. Coach Levens called timeout. Did not like the way that possession was forming. So with 7 seconds on the shot clock, Nevada will talk it over. and draw something up, looking to tie or potentially take the lead in this one. Whew, deep breath. This is what we expected.
It's no better than this. 2-point game, a little over a minute to go. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Boise State's largest lead was 54-46. Since then, Nevada on a 12-6 run, closing it to 2. Nevada's largest lead was 9 points. That was early in the second quarter, 25-16 the last time the Pack led by 9. If you're just joining us, it's been a heck of a contest, friends. Nevada led by 9 after the first 10 minutes. Boise State countered with a 9-point advantage in the second quarter. That had them knotted up at 34 at the half. Boise State has been the aggressor in this second half, leading throughout. But now Nevada trying to claw back down 2 and with the ball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Tori Davis inbounds to Ali Jimenez. She's got a head of steam. Looking for Roden in the corner. 3, no good. And so now with a minute to play, Boise's heading the other way with the lead.
If you're Nevada, you don't have to foul here. Lock in, match up, and get a stop.
Davis on narrow. Muse is up there ready to set a screen. Instead, she has the ball now and throws it away. Davis steals it and gets fouled. It'll be out of bounds for the Wolfpack. But what a steal for Tori Davis on defense.
Again, great. Yeah, I mean, just that's how you lock in. You get a stop. You know what you need to do. Tori Davis has been the anchor for this Nevada team this whole game, so I'm not surprised that she's the one who gets that steal there.
Credit the team defense as Muse wasn't quite ready for the ball. She was ready to set a screen, and then she throws it away to Davis. So now Nevada can tie or take the lead again, and now Davis throws it away. Bays gets in the passing lane, and now things are sticky for the Wolfpack with a 5-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Looking to set up a double team. They've got Osley in trouble, and Boise State calls timeout. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 20 seconds on the game clock. Nevada had a prime opportunity there, Ashley Jones, and literally threw it away.
Yeah, Nevada runs that 4-high set, and I mean, it goes both ways. If you're you got to get open, seal your defender off, put your arm out, and then go to the ball. You got to go to the ball on that. And then, again, if you're Tori Davis, you have to acknowledge what's going on. Is my teammate open? If not, keep that ball. You'd rather keep the ball and then have a turnover in that situation. So, I mean, it goes both ways, but still plenty of time left to get a stop. I mean, it's 5-second differential.
I don't know. If you're Amanda Levens, do you try to send Boise to the line? Right now the Broncos 4 for 9 from the free throw line today. Nevada 10 of 11 from the stripe. Or do you play it out? Timeout would advance the ball should they score. As that one's nearly stolen. Jimenez almost steals it. It's out of bounds. Jimenez says it's off Boise State. Officials are going to look at this one with 18.2 on the clock. They will go to the monitor, as suddenly nothing is easy for either of these teams as they try to pass it around. Jimenez got a hand on it. And now as they chase it down, this is what they'll be looking at. Oh.
That's close.
Call on the floor is Boise State ball, remember. They will take, I would imagine, many looks at that one. My first instinct said Allie hit it out, but I gotta see it again.
It looked like from this angle, Allie tipped it right here in front of us, but she may have tipped it off the Boise State player's hand. So I mean, you got to take another look at that.
That's why they have replay here. They come right toward us.
Oh, so hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's going to be an angle good enough to overturn the call on the floor, which is Broncos ball.
And that's why that original call on the floor is so big, because if it would have been Nevada ball, again, you have to have indisputable evidence to overturn that call. So, I mean, maybe they might have a little bit of they could probably zoom in and look at it a bunch of times and see a little bit better than we probably can.
It's so tight. So Boise, Allie. Ooh.
I'm glad I'm not a referee.
Yeah, that's just a difficult call. It's almost like it's off both of them, you know.
That's
Got to
tough.
be one of them, though. The way it was moving, it would appear that Ali Jimenez with Nevada hit it out of her hand. Now, did it go off of her foot? We're seeing a frame-by-frame replay on the video monitor board here inside Lawlor Event Center. Everybody's looking up at it right now, as this call obviously is critical to the outcome of this contest. And it'll stay with the Broncos. One more look. Narrow has it.
It's just so hard to tell. I mean, it may have gone off of Boise State, but again, the evidence has to be clear.
Yeah, definitely not enough to overturn it, that's for sure.
It's definitely not clear in this point.
Nevada certainly not a fan of that call, as they seem to think it was a clear cut off of Boise State play. But the officials looked it over, and they stick with the call on the floor. It's going back to the Broncos. Now, the shot clock was turned off at that point because of the deflection, but there wasn't possession, though.
There wasn't possession, but Boise State had the ball to begin with, and so that's probably why the shot clock.
Well, there was a 5-second difference,
there we
and
go.
now that's back up. Okay,
yeah.
So they had turned it off initially. Now we have 12 on the shot clock, 18.2 on the game clock. So 6-second difference. Does Nevada play this out and then try to call timeout and advance the ball? Should they get it?
At this point, with it only, that's 18 seconds. Excuse me, I thought that was 10. I think you go for a trap really quickly, see if you can get a steal, and then at that point, if you don't, possibly foul. Because you look at the fouls, Nevada only has 3 team fouls right now, so they got to foul a couple of times, which is going to take more time off the clock.
Great point. Abby Muse, 2 of 4 from the line. Elodie Lalot, 1 of 2 from the line. Natalie Pasco, 1 of 3 from the line. Those are the only 3 free throw shooters tonight for Boise State. As it'll be Anna Osley taking it out. One of the smallest players on the Boise State roster has Jimenez right in front of her. Nearly got a 5-second call. Jimenez then looked to try for a jump ball. Instead, they call a foul on Ali Jimenez. 1.5 went off the clock. And now that's 4 fouls on Jimenez, so she and Givens don't want to be the ones to foul here. You know Boise State is aware of those numbers. And now Osley gets it in, and Davis fouls Bays. So Danny Bays, the freshman from Brisbane, Australia, will go to the line for a pair of critical free throws. Critical is a word we're using a lot tonight.
Everything about this game has been extremely critical. The smallest measure of error for both teams.
First one no good. So Nevada will be within 1 possession. And Amanda already signaling she'll call timeout on a rebound or made basket. Second one is good. Timeout Wolfpack, down 3. They will advance the ball and have 15.7 seconds to try to tie this game, or perhaps quick 2 and another foul. I think with 15 seconds you have options, right?
Absolutely have options. You want to take the best available shot. They don't necessarily have to go for a 3 right here, but if you watch film on Nevada, they're known to run an out-of-bounds play. When there's a few seconds left on the clock, they'll run an out-of-bounds play where they'll inbound the ball up here closest to their bench, and then the guard's going to drive the ball. The inbounder or the person in the corner is going to drop to the corner, and they're going to fling it across the sideline for a 3. So they've been known to run that type of play, so we can look for maybe them to hit that. But obviously, if you don't have a 3, go in, attack the basket, try to draw a foul. Boise State's not going to want to foul you, so go in strong, be aggressive, finish around the rim.
And if Boise State fouls on the floor, it will send Nevada to the line. So no up 3 and foul strategy right now. Perhaps if you're only giving up 2 free throws, if you're on Boise's side, maybe you do foul up 3. It's one of those big questions that a lot of coaches get nowadays. When you're up 3, do you foul intentionally and send them to the line? All right, now we'll have another timeout. Possession arrow points toward Boise for what it's worth. now we have what appears to be a full timeout. The seats are out for the Wolfpack. I can only imagine what's going on in each of these huddles as the game comes down to the final 15 seconds. Been a really good atmosphere tonight for this Mountain West women's hoops game. Two teams in the middle of the pack, if you will. 5-5 in the Mountain West, tied for 7th place. Got to try to get into that top 5 if you want to have a little break in Las Vegas. Otherwise, it is tough sledding to get to that championship game. Though, as we talked about earlier, your 2018 Wolfpack, Ashley Jones, were able to pull off that feat. What was it about that team that went into the Mountain West tournament as a 7th seed and made it to the championship game?
We knew we were a good team. We knew we could play with
Better
anybody in the conference. Absolutely. And you want to be playing your best basketball in March.
All right, here we go. Let's see what Nevada has drawn up with 15.7 on the clock. Down 3, Roden inbounds. Here's Sue. Was looking for potentially that cross court. Instead, Jimenez's 3 is no good. And the rebound is tipped out to Narrow. Jimenez got a good look. Yet to hit a field goal in this game, though, was Ali Jimenez. So you wonder if that was the initial first look that Nevada wanted.
Jimenez definitely can knock down that three-point shot, but like you said, hasn't taken a lot of shots tonight. You would almost think maybe Roden.
It looked like Tiffany Sue was looking Roden's way. Roden was the inbounder, and you had said inbounder ends up getting it back.
From the baseline.
And instead, she kicked it back over to Jimenez. As we see it now, oh yeah, she's looking for Roden and says, never mind, I got to go that way. Which that's a good secondary look for Ali. And frankly, she gave it a good look.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good shot. Ali Jimenez is a good three-point shooter. You have to credit Boise State there, scouting report defense.
Yep. Big free throws here for Mary Kay Narrow, who makes it a 4-point game. And that was Jimenez who fouled Narrow to get to the line, and that was her 5th. So Jimenez is on the bench now. And a second free throw, no good. Nevada's got to hustle, but down 4. Boise State just needs to not foul, and that'll wrap this one up. So Nevada had a chance to tie it at the end, but Boise State held strong. Broncos with a strong second half after this one was tied at the break. And Boise State leaves Reno with a 62-58 win. Final thoughts on this one, Ashley Jones?
Talked about it all night. It was going to be the team that could take advantage, execute, and that small margin of error, who was going to be the team that was going to get it done, lock in and do those little things. And Nevada, great effort, great defensive, offensively. It was a fun game to watch. Boise State just edged them over the top just a little bit.
Yeah, Nevada had 34. Each team had 34 points in the first half. Nevada gets just 24 in the second half to Boise State's 28. So a heck of a Mountain West Conference basketball game tonight. Would love to see these two teams meet up again next month at the conference tournament down in Vegas. It could very well happen. Absolutely,
and it's hard to beat a team twice or even 3 times in a season. I know they don't match up again until possibly Vegas, but Boise State gets that win. You think Nevada's going to be eager to see them again down the road.
So Boise State improves to 6-5 in the Mountain West Conference. Nevada falls to 5-6. It's 2 straight losses for the Wolfpack. It is 2 straight wins for the Broncos, who are now off to the Central Valley. Well, they will take on the last place team in the conference, at least tied for last. That's the Bulldogs from Fresno State. Nevada also hitting the road, visiting Utah State, which is one of those programs tied at 1-9 at the bottom of the Mountain West Conference. So 2 very winnable games on the road coming up for each of these teams. But as for tonight, it is a triumphant night for the Boise State Broncos. Shout out to Abby Muse, making some history, becoming the program's all-time leader in blocked shots, passing Stephanie Block. Abby Muse now with 143, 144. She had 6 tonight, 144 block shots to her name, just a junior. Hope you had a good one tonight, friends. Thanks for bearing with us through some minor technical difficulties. Always a pleasure to have you on Nevada Sportsnet and anywhere else you're watching through the Mountain West Network. For Ashley Jones, I'm Mike Stephenson saying good night from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada.